Welcome everybody to my newest Let's Play, The Resurrection of Ganon. It is a hack of Zelda II. I played the original Zelda II on this channel, and the hero in that game was Bub. So, in the meantime, since I've put out that playthrough, I actually ended up getting two rats, Bob and Bub, and they have since passed, but I was like, well, we need a hero for this one, so why not have it be my Bub instead of the other Bub. So once again, I think it's fitting that we have another Bub adventuring in Hyrule. So if you check out my previous playthrough for Zelda II, you'll be familiar with a lot of stuff that happens in this game. They pretty much took all the layout, the land, the palaces, everything. It's kind of the same. There's a few changes here and there, but they're really nice changes. So, a land once fruitful now rots. Palaces rich in beauty now left encased in stone. All that remains of the world's beauty is a fleeting memory. An evil spirit can be more malicious than a living form. The resurrection of Ganon is your only hope. Restore the barrier. Trap the evil king within. So yeah, well, a lot of hacks really changed a lot of things up. This one doesn't change too much, at least in terms of layout and design. The biggest change is this basically take place after Zelda II. So the palaces are already completed. They've turned to stone just like how they did in Zelda II when you put the crystal in the statue and got the item. So in order to reopen those palaces, we are going to have to find the hammer. So the interesting thing is, when you start the game, you notice that when you leave where the princess is, you don't come out of that palace there. That's because that palace there is actually the 7th palace. There were 6 palaces in 6 palaces plus the Great Palace in Zelda 2. In this game, there are 6 palaces. The same 6. The Great Palace again, but then there's the 7th palace there. And that is because, as you can see, our magic meter, there's only one magic. We only have one magic unit. So basically, we're gonna have to go to all these other palaces to find a magic container inside of them, and that'll build up our magic. We need to have basically full magic to be able to cast the resurrection spell to resurrect Ganon. This game kind of reminds me of Castlevania II. Remember the plot of that game? I also played that on this channel. In that game, Simon, the hero who defeated Dracula in the first Castlevania, his curse. In order to dispel the curse, he has to resurrect Dracula by traveling to different manors and getting the body parts of Dracula, then resurrecting Dracula, and then defeating Dracula again to remove the curse. Well, kind of similar here. We have to go around, gather a bunch of magic to be able to cast the resurrection spell, resurrect Ganon, and then defeat him to remove the curse that's plaguing Hyrule. So, now these towns, I guess because it's pretty much a desolate place, we're not going to really find villagers in the towns. But we'll still find fairies inside the towns who will teach us magic. So the clues in the towns are only going to come from the posts at the beginning and the end of the towns. So we're going to head on here and we're going to get a first spell. The shield spell. It's a little better than the shield spell in Zelda 2. It does the same thing as the shield spell in Zelda 2 in that it reduces damage by half, but it also combines with the reflect spell. So this shield gives you dual protection, so it cuts your damage in half and it allows you to reflect. There's another spell that takes the place of reflect in this game. So we'll see that, but we won't get that until much later. So we basically learn from this area that basically right there that only the hammer can break open the palaces again. So we're gonna have to get the hammer first. The hammer, like in Zelda 2, is down in Death Mountain, but going to Death Mountain now would be really hard because we're so weak. So we're going to actually just roam around a little bit, get some experience, see some areas, and just get a layout of the land. Luckily they put a lot of point bags at the beginning here, so you can get a lot of experience right away and be somewhat able to survive Death Mountain. And going there right now would be just basically like way too hard. But we head down here to Parappa Swamp because just like that signpost said at in Rodora Village, there is the candle here. So we get the candle. Yeah, the items are shifted around in this game. Normally get the candle in Palace 1 in Zelda 2, but here it's just an outside item. And we basically need that candle because it's going to make one life easier in Death Mountain. And it also just light up all these caves. Normally when we first started Zelda 2, if you play and watch my playthrough, there's a cave to the south of where you start. I usually go in there and just get a point bag, or a magic container. But in this one, like I said, you only get the magic containers in palaces, and that thing only has a point bag in it. So we will go back there to get that point bag, like I said, to help build ourselves up. We're building ourselves up. First thing is getting this heart container. Heart containers are scattered around the world, in different places, obviously, than in Zelda 2. But if you search everywhere, you're gonna find them all. The good thing is that if there's a special tile in Zelda 2, the base game, it'll also be a special tile in this game too. So like stuff like, you know, where there was hidden point bags, or like Beidou's cabin in the woods to the southwest. There'll always still special things there. It may not be what they were in the base game, but there's still some secret to be found there. So now we got the candle, we're going to head over to that cave to the south west of the palace. I'm just going to go through, get some points. And the big goal is, like I said, to get the hammer. You can't really do anything without the hammer. You can't go into any of the palaces because you need the Megaton hammer to remove the stone that's in the palaces. And also, every town other than the first town there is blocked off by stone. So, well, the third town isn't blocked off by stone, so I shouldn't say that. But you can't really do anything in the third town because there's a big pit. You need the jump spell from the second town. So basically, yeah, in order to advance to any of the other towns, you're going to have to get the hammer to unlock the second town. As you can see, it's blocked off by a stone. So, yep, we can't get to that town to get the jump spell. We have the candle, so we can head to this cave up here, where there was a statue in the base game. Now there's just going to be a 1-up. A lot of 1-ups are in the caves now. I'm going to proceed cautiously. Take out these Octoroks. Now, because you don't have crystals to put in the palaces, like in Zelda 2, we won't get that massive experience boost at the completion of each palace that you did in Zelda 2. But to make up for that, they have reduced the amount of experience it takes to level up, like basically the final few levels of your attack, magic, and life. But the beginning here stays the same for the first few levels. But that's okay because, like I said, they throw a lot of point bags out here for us to power ourselves up. Wandering Fairy. Fairies have the added effect also of filling up your magic, so that's nice. It's good because magic is a lot more important in this game. You see I'm using the guard spell a lot. That's because, like I said, it cuts damage in half. And every 6th enemy, if it's a small enemy, has a chance to drop 7/8 chance to drop a blue pot, which will basically refill my magic meter entirely. Big enemies also have the same thing. Every 6 has a 7/8 chance to drop a red pot or a pea bag. The other 1/8 chance is a pea bag. So because you're killing a lot of enemies, it's really wise to use that guard spell a lot to just boost up your survivability. So there's the first palace. Can't get to it because you need the hammer. Hope to avoid that enemy. But you can see the law of the land has changed, but it's similar. So instead of being a desert, now this is a big forest area. And to the south, we used to be able to get a hard container down there. Now that place is going to be blocked off by a stone. So, no, can't go that way yet. Good thing though is that way also it links right down to the third town. So we have like a little shortcut there. So it's time for us to basically head to the south again. Luckily that one rock that blocked the way in Zelda II isn't there. So we can head to the south and get to Death Mountain to go looking for that hammer. Now the hammer is right at the beginning of Death Mountain, but they block it off with a key. So in order to get the hammer, we have to find a key, and the key is basically where the hammer was in the base game. So you basically have to go all the way through Death Mountain, find that key, then go all the way back through Death Mountain backwards just to get the hammer. It's a neat little way that they do it, how it works out. So, but we'll see that when we get there. So the magic drops are also good because, you know, there's no townspeople. We don't have the lady in orange to refill magic or the lady in red to refill life. Instead, you have to go drink from the fountain. If you drink at the fountain, though, once, you can't drink from it again until you leave the town. So it's not really much of a problem for the most part, but there's some towns, like in the base game, where there'll be enemies in there. So just want to be careful. This is a little bit tougher than the base game, especially at the beginning here. But one of the things that will help you survivability is knowing how to level up. I'm mainly leveling up attack because I want to be strong for Death Mountain, but sometimes you might want to just ignore attack to get a healing, to heal up with your life. Now magic isn't so important right now because we only have one spell, but later on we'll be reaching magic. But for now, basically the key is level up your attack, get at least level 3 before heading to Death Mountain, and then your life, to get your life experience, will be pretty low, and you can use it sometimes to heal yourself up in Death Mountain, because Death Mountain is quite a trial. So we could go the Death Mountain the back way. We could take that bridge that way, but that way we get to the area where the key is quicker to unlock. But instead, I'm going to go the long way, just so I can get more experience, because there's a lot of experience bags along the way, and it'll just make it going through Death Mountain much easier. I won't show off all the caves though in Death Mountain, and I will come back this way again to show off this bridge. So in the base game, there's a 1-up down there. In this game, there's a P bag. We also got this nice little section there where you got a shortcut. And the game put in a few shortcuts, so that's nice. Check out those little warm guys. Get some experience. But there's some really good experience by Begu's Cabin. There's another 200-point bag that we'll be getting. Another ferry. We'll fill up. We've got some bridges here to cross. This bridge is much easier. It just has these louder enemies. The other bridge to the northwest, it has the fish enemies to hop out, and they're really aggressive in this game. They seem much more aggressive than the base game. So if you have the option, always take that bridge. But I will take both bridges to show them off. I want to show everything off. So these give really weak attack power. These jumping rats can be pretty tough because they tend to swarm you in large groups. And as you can see, I got caught in like a little pincer there. But it's okay because we'll be heading to the town over here. Luckily, we don't need to talk with the Begu because, like I said, all the people are gone, and the bridge is already up. So they say a key will get you a hammer. So yeah, we got to go all the way to the hammer was in the base game, get that key, and then come back and find it. So we'll find all you need in Death Mountain. Go now. Unfortunately, we won't be getting the life spell in here. We're getting the fire spell, which, like the base game, is kind of useless. Actually, it's kind of even more useless in this game because a lot of the enemies that were you could only defeat using the fire magic, like those Tick-Tites over on the eastern island, they're actually, you don't need to use fire to defeat them. You just use your regular sword. So fire's actually been nerfed a little bit in this game. So occasionally I will use it just to pick off enemies from far away, but you're not going to see too much. Wish you would have got the life spell, but life is very expensive in this game. I think even more expensive than the base game, and even if we did get the life spell there, we wouldn't have enough magic to cast it because you only have that one container. Let's heal ourselves up here. Head in here. We got this blob enemy. Now, not only in the base game, there's sometimes there's a few enemies. If you talk to them a bunch of times, they'll like wake up. But it doesn't happen with this game here. So yeah, this blob, he's always going to be sleeping. So we'll just let him sleep. Now we could go over to the left and head to Death Mountain, but like I said, we want to power ourselves up, get at least attack level 3. So we're going to head over to Begu's Forest, where his cabin is. There's going to be another clue there that we're going to pick up, and there's also going to be some experience to farm. So that's what we're going to pick up on the next episode. Take care, have a good one, see you then. Bye.